What if everything you ever wanted, freedom, wealth, legacy, was just 10 painful sacrifices away, and the only reason you're not rich yet is because you refuse to pay the price? Most people dream of wealth, a life where money is abundant, choices are limitless, and the burdens of everyday survival melt away. Yet, few realize that wealth is less about what you accumulate and more about what you are willing to give up. The journey to real, lasting prosperity demands sacrifices, not of money, but of habits, mindsets, and decisions that shape the very fabric of your daily existence. The first sacrifice is perhaps the hardest, because it requires you to let go of the comforting illusion that someone else will secure your future. The 9-to-5 mindset is not just about a job. It's a way of thinking that trades time for money, hour by hour, day by day, in exchange for the security of a paycheck. But wealth does not reside in security. It resides in systems. True wealth begins the moment you realize that your time is finite, but your potential to build, create, and own systems is infinite. The wealthy do not simply work for money. They create assets, businesses, and investments that generate income even when they are not present. This is the first toll gate, surrendering the comfort of a predictable routine and embracing the uncertainty of building something that can outlive your effort. The second sacrifice is the surrender of instant gratification. In a world engineered for distraction, where likes, notifications, and consumer temptations are only a tap away, the wealthy make a different choice. They delay pleasure today in exchange for greater rewards tomorrow. While others splurge on fleeting experiences or possessions, those on the path to wealth invest their energy and capital into things that grow: stocks, real estate, skills, and relationships. Assets that might seem unremarkable at first, but compound in value over time. Delaying gratification is not glamorous. It often looks boring, but it is the secret ingredient that turns average people into extraordinary successes. The third sacrifice is perhaps the most emotionally taxing: letting go of toxic relationships. The people you surround yourself with are either propelling you toward your goals or pulling you back into mediocrity. Friends who mock your ambitions, family members who discourage your dreams, acquaintances who waste your time. These are weights tied to your ankles. To rise, you must be willing to cut those ties, however painful it may be. This doesn't mean abandoning everyone. It means selectively nurturing connections that uplift, challenge, and inspire you, while distancing yourself from those who drain your energy. Fourth, wealth demands that you replace entertainment with education. The temptation to binge-watch shows, scroll endlessly through social feeds, or lose hours to idle gossip is strong. But every minute spent feeding your mind with comfort is a minute stolen from your growth. The wealthy are voracious learners. They read, listen, study, and ask questions. They invest in mentors, courses, and experiences that stretch their understanding. Their brains are not numbed by distraction, but sharpened by curiosity and ambition. To build wealth, you must forge a mind that is hungry for knowledge and relentless in its pursuit of mastery. The fifth toll is the need for validation. If your actions are dictated by the opinions of others, your dreams will shrink to fit the boundaries of what is considered normal or acceptable. The path to wealth is littered with criticism, skepticism, and misunderstanding. You will be doubted, questioned, even ridiculed, especially when you take risks. If you are addicted to approval, you will avoid the very risks that can catapult you into abundance. The wealthy learn to trust their vision and move forward without applause. Sixth, you must sacrifice the illusion of security for the reality of scale. Staying safe, a steady job, a fixed salary, a predictable routine is seductive. But real wealth is found on the edge of uncertainty, in ideas, ventures, and investments that have the potential to scale far beyond what is comfortable. Building a business, investing in the market, or pursuing an unconventional path involves risk. But it is only by embracing this risk that you open the door to exponential rewards. The seventh sacrifice is emotional spending and financial denial. Many people avoid facing their finances out of fear, shame, or discomfort. But the wealthy confront their bank statements head-on, analyzing, strategizing, and making decisions from a place of control, not avoidance. They live below their means, invest wisely, and see money as a tool to be mastered, not a master to be feared. Eighth, let go of the ego that whispers, "I already know." The wealthiest people are often the most humble learners. They are not afraid to start small, to fail publicly, to be the beginner in the room. Every setback is a lesson, every mistake an opportunity to adapt and improve. Humility is the thread that weaves through the stories of self-made millionaires and billionaires. It is the willingness to be wrong today in order to be right tomorrow. Ninth, you must sacrifice leisure, at least in the beginning. While others are relaxing on weekends or taking vacations, those building wealth often put in the extra hours. They grind, hustle, and outwork the competition, not forever, but for a critical season. This is the price of entry, doing what others won't, so that later you can live how others can't. Finally, the 10th and perhaps the most painful sacrifice, the need for certainty. The wealthy move forward without guarantees. They act in faith, take calculated risks, and make decisions with incomplete information. The average person waits for perfect clarity before acting, but perfect clarity never comes. Those who achieve wealth are willing to step into the unknown, trusting their abilities, learning from mistakes, and adjusting course along the way. Each of these sacrifices is a toll gate on the road to wealth. Most people stop at the first or second barrier, unwilling to pay the price. But for those who push through all 10, a new reality awaits. A life where money works for them, where freedom is real, and where the possibilities are limited only by imagination and effort. So, as you ponder your own dreams of wealth, remember, it's not about how much you want it, but about how much you are willing to give up to get it. Wealth is not for the wishful, but for the willing. The question is not what you stand to gain, but what you are prepared to sacrifice.